Hi guys, the wear and compares are back, or at least this particular video is a wear and compare. I am going to start with this. It's the Retro Luxe Matte Lip Kit from Makeup Revolution. This is going to be a matte or a liquid lip wear and compare because I have a few new ones since I did my last one of this. Now this does come with a lip liner, but I'm not interested in that. I am only interested in the liquid lipstick. This colour is Echelon, and I'm going to apply a really thin layer and see how I like it. First impressions, it's not quite what I expected. It's a very, very thin formula. Not tacky or anything yet. It hasn't set down or dried down to anything. But my first impressions are it was much, much thinner than I expected. Easy to apply. Nothing kind of negative to say whatsoever. I would say that the colours that you see on the packaging are misleading. This looks like it's going to be really, really deep brown. Well, maybe it's not. I don't know. When I was in store and I was swatching things, I found that the ones that I would have gravitated toward were completely different colours, and I wouldn't have picked this one, but I really, really like it on. I'm back, and it's been almost exactly 3 hours. I have just been to a trampoline park birthday party where I partook in the trampolining. I was expecting my makeup to have completely sweated off my face. I'm actually pretty impressed. This is the, what is it, Maybelline Fit Me Poreless Foundation. I'm pretty impressed with how it's lasted because it's not a long wearing foundation necessarily. I wasn't expecting much for this, and it has worn away quite a bit around there. You can definitely see that it's kind of getting a little bit drier. I'll put a picture up of the after, and for some people this would be a fail. I actually don't consider it to be at all. I would definitely have reapplied it in this time, but because of how it's feeling on my lips, I wouldn't feel like I had to wipe it off completely and then reapply it. I wouldn't necessarily pick this up in a bright colour, but I do tend to stick to liquid lips in kind of this beigey neutral tone for this reason, because I feel like the wear never shows quite as badly. But that being said, I still quite liked this one. It was quite comfortable to wear. It's not my favourite, but it was okay. And that was, again, the Makeup Revolution lip kit. It did come with a lip liner. I know some of you will say you should wear them together, but I wanted to test this by itself because I have worn other ones with lip liners, and sometimes it makes them worse, sometimes it makes them better, but I wanted to just test the liquid lip itself. So we're going to try a different one now. This is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Solow, or Solow, I'm not sure. S-O-L-O-W. It's like a nudie, pinky kind of colour. I haven't tried this one yet, but I have tried and I'm loving the Satin version, which is somewhere between a lipstick and a liquid, or somewhere between a satin and a matte. It's my perfect liquid lipstick formula. Spoiler alert. I may include that in this wear and compare, just because I'm interested at this point to see whether or not I'm kind of idealising it, and maybe it's not as good as I think it is. But this I'm interested because is it going to be too matte for me, because I love the satin one. So I realised I didn't actually mention about the texture of the Revolution one once it set. It did set to kind of what I would consider to be a velvet texture. It wasn't sticky at all. I felt it to be kind of matte and dry but comfortable. This one is drying so quickly on my lips, but as I talk it's kind of sticking together a little bit. I think it's only sticking together on the inside bit where it's kind of still getting wet because of my mouth. Because when I do that, it's very, very powdery in texture. We'll see how this one goes. I can definitely see why people like these. It's lasted amazingly well. I don't find it quite as comfortable as the satin one, which I am going to try again now, just for your viewing pleasure. But it is really nice, and I would definitely try a different one. I've run out of time to show you the after, so I thought I would do this one again. So this is the Colourpop Alyssa. This is the satin. I like this one because of the texture. It's a little bit creamier, a little bit thicker, and it doesn't set completely. I wouldn't say it was 100% transfer proof, but you can touch your mouth and it won't come off on your hands or anything like that. So it's not kind of something that you're going to smudge really, really easily, but it's not the super, super, super matte either. What I really like about this is if you allow it to set a little bit, you can go back with the wand. I don't put any more of the product on it, and just kind of smooth anything out. So you know how they set and they like settle into the lines of your mouth? I can kind of smooth that out and everything looks a little bit plumper. I just generally really, really like this particular formula. But I want to show you guys how well it lasts, and fingers crossed it doesn't completely fail me for this test. So we're going to go out to the fair this afternoon. Hopefully it's not going to be too long because I still want to come back within that 3 or 4 hour mark, same with the other ones, but I will be back with the results shortly. So it's been a little bit longer than 3 hours, more like 4.5, but I think it's held up really, really well. I know that if I reapplied over the top of this it would be comfortable and wouldn't look too terrible. It does wear in the centre, the same as they all do. But weirdly, this I find wears, and it goes lighter. It's a really strange thing. So I don't know that I would love this so much in a brighter colour. I'm not sure. Maybe if I got it, or in a really, really dark colour, maybe that would be really noticeable, because I've got it in a more neutral colour. Just bear that in mind. I can only give you what I have and my impressions from the colours that I've got. But this is definitely my favourite liquid lipstick of the moment, so I'm also a little bit biased. I also wanted to include this one because it's brand new to me. I bought this maybe 2 weeks ago. I only wore it once. Spoiler alert, I only wore it once for a reason. I didn't even wear it then. I just applied it, and before we even left the house, I had to remove it and put something else on because I really didn't like it. This is the Vice Waterproof Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick from Urban Decay. And I just thought I would include it because I picked it up thinking, I love Urban Decay. They're so good with colour. They are so good at so many long-lasting products. I will bet their liquid lipsticks are great, and I really wasn't impressed. So I thought I would include it for those of you maybe that would have picked it up kind of on a whim, just to show you how it actually behaves. The formula of this one is not at all like the Bourjois liquid lipsticks, but it does have that slight translucency to it, so you don't feel like you're getting a totally crisp, really pigmented lip. And you feel like you should probably put some more on, but I'm not going to do that because, as with most of these products, I find they do last and wear all the better if you put a really, really thin layer on. So I can feel it setting already. It looks fine. The first impression is like, yes, I like this, although I do feel like I need more on my top lip. My bottom lip has got more coverage. But it feels fine. I can feel it. I just feel a little bit strange, but I can feel it, but it feels, you know, okay. And it looks fine. But my prediction is that it will not look fine in a very, very short period of time. It has been maybe 2 hours maximum, and it feels so dry. I mean, I didn't even last half an hour before I tried to wear this the first time, but it just feels really dry to touch. It feels really dry on the lips without touching them, and it just wears right into the cracks. I mean, I've not got the most well-conditioned lips in the entire world, but I love a liquid lipstick, and most of my favourites do absolutely fine no matter how my lips are, like how dry they are, and this is just one of the absolute worst. So I wanted to include this even though I knew that I didn't like it, just because it's been, you know, it's one of those things that you will hear about. It's a really big brand, and it's something that you maybe would have thought about buying, but I wouldn't recommend. Okay, it's actually the next day now. I wanted to really think about the 4 products that I showed you before I gave you my kind of what is it called in science when you have to do the conclusion? Conclusion is the word I'm looking for. So I understand that 2 of these products that I showed you are not that readily available in the UK. Now, I actually did make a Colourpop order about a month ago now. Everything came within 2 weeks, probably quicker than that. And I paid, I think my order came in at about $60 and I paid about £18 in customs. Now, I have read that if you make Colourpop orders that are less than £15, you don't actually get any kind of customs charge. So when they do free international shipping, you don't pay any shipping and you don't pay any customs if you split up your orders into £15 amounts. I think that's right. Please leave a comment below if you've done this, or with the correct amount if I'm getting this wrong, and I will annotate somewhere if I am corrected, because I haven't done this myself, but after making my order, after placing my order, a couple of people told me about it. So that's one thing, one way of making it a cheaper thing, because these are like $6 each, and they were 3 for 2 when I bought them, so an amazing, amazing price. And even with the customs charges, I would still place an order again, because I think it's most of the time free international shipping over a certain amount of dollars. And then if it's only like, I would say anything less than £30 in customs, I would be okay with, because the products themselves are so good and they're a lot cheaper than they would be here. So anyway, they're amazing, but I know that they're not really, really easily available, and especially if you guys don't like ordering online. These 2, the Urban Decay, I mean, price-wise, this just, it doesn't compare. When you first put it on, I really, really like the fruity smell, and that's probably it. I don't love the texture of the product at any stage. It looks okay initially, but you feel like you need to layer it up. The more you layer it up, the worse it breaks down. And even the thin amount that I put on for the purposes of this, to give it the best possible chance, it just didn't look nice as it wore away. I would kind of say a similar thing about this one from Makeup Revolution. I don't mind this so much because this is kind of what I am used to when it comes to a liquid lip. The way that this wore is something that I would be okay with. It doesn't wear amazingly. This is not something that I would absolutely rave about and say, wow, you know, it lasts all day. It doesn't last all day. But the way that it wore was kind of typical, I think, of the way a liquid lipstick does wear on me. It's not something that I would try and then go, oh my god, I hate it. Whereas the Urban Decay one, that is definitely how I felt. I know I should probably have chosen 4 products that were similar in shade. I didn't really think about it before I did this. This was kind of like a wild card. I was going to pick something else and then I decided to use this because I kind of wanted to put out a warning that I really, really disliked that. And I picked it up on a whim and I was really disappointed. But I have got more of these. I wanted to do 4 just to keep it short and snappy. But I have got more liquid lips that I haven't put in these videos before if you'd like to see more of them. If you'd like to see anything else specific, you know, BB creams or foundations I know are really popular, but any specific kind of products that you would like me to pit against each other, I'm looking for 4 in a kind of category. So let me know and I will do some more of these for you. Hopefully this has been useful for some of you that maybe were thinking about, especially the Colourpop. I still think the Satin one is my favourite. I know it does wear, because I was inspecting it for this video, it does wear a little bit strangely on the inside and lightens up. That might not be so great with the brighter colours. I'll keep you posted because I will buy more. But it is still my personal favourite. I like it the best for comfort and the way it wears. This probably will be most people's favourite because it is seriously ultra dry. Very, very long wearing and kind of powdery to finish, but I don't think it's quite as flattering on me. It's very, very drying. Whereas this one, I do think the Satin one was a little bit more flattering. I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if there's any others that you would like me to do, or if you just don't ever want me to do one of these again. Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.